What's going on, David? Did you hear about the thief who stole all the new toilets at the police headquarters downtown? So far, the thief is sitting flush, but the police spokesperson said they still have nothing to go on. That's good stuff. David coming in strong. That's a good leadoff right there, isn't it? Hi, Marcy. How are you? I saw one today. What's a good time to see the dentist? 2:30. Hey, Charles. Yes. Oh, Medina Lake. At least 6% full is the best we've seen in a while. Hey, Hanak. Good to see you, brother. And it's great to see you. Bill Taylor here. Ken's 5 Digital Center on a Thursday night. Blessings to you and yours. Hope it's a wonderful evening for you out there this evening. It's a little on the breezy side, which, again, takes the edge off this afternoon heat. You know, it's during the afternoon that you hope for decent winds because yesterday we didn't have them. And so a lot of the ground level ozone got cooked up. And without good wind speeds, we had poor air quality as a result. In fact, we went to code orange yesterday, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups. And sensitive groups are going to be COPD, asthma sufferers, even infants and elderly. They're labored in the breathing, especially in the afternoon heat. And so a lot of times you'll get an ozone action day a day prior. We did not have one yesterday, but we definitely had the air quality that could have warranted that. The good news is, in fact, we'll jump over to there since I'm just starting out here. Where's my live air quality monitors tonight? And big improvement because we didn't just go from unhealthy to moderate. We skipped moderate and went right to good, and we weren't alone. A lot of good air quality, even Houston, only a moderate read on this Thursday. All right, back to the highs. 103, Pearsall, Cotulla, 101, Del Rio, Floresville, Gonzales. Gonzales had a heat index of 107 at one point. Port Lavaca was up to 111 at one point. So the feels like temperatures are serious, and I want you to remember how to beat this heat. Number one, don't forget Project Cool. We have a lot of senior citizens trying to beat this heat, and they cannot fix their air conditioner. They can't afford to run it on a fixed income. They might not even have it. And so Project Cool, we have this program with Catholic Charities, Ken's Cares. It's a great partnership where you drop off a brand new box fan to any San Antonio fire station. You just drop it off, and we will take it from there. We have the people in need. Our good buddies at Catholic Charity will find out on distribution where those fans are going to go. If you want to skip the middleman, if you will, you can go right to the Guadalupe Community Center, which is on Cesar Chavez, right across the street from Lanier High School. And you can drop off fans there, make monetary donations there, volunteer there. There's a lot you can do with Catholic Charities. They have a big food pantry there. They even have great gardens where they grow their own food. But right now you're looking at the tips on how to beat the heat during this hottest time of the year. Make sure you're drinking water first thing. I mean, right out the gate, that should be a cold glass of water. I got hot coffee in front of me. That's what's making me think that, right? Mix in some electrolytes. Also, wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing if you're going to be outside. And if you're going to be outside, take breaks and get in that shade during the 2 to 7 time frame. That's the heat of the day. We usually hit the high between 3 and 5 p.m. I would say primarily between really 3 and 4. And like I said, we're where we should be. 99. I mean, that's not too bad. 105 from 2023. Speaking of 2023, that was the record year of 100-degree days. 75 of them, not consecutive, but that was the most recorded in one year by far. I mean, look at number 2, 59. So we blew it out of the water. And they're all recent years. I mean, 2009 was 59, but then 2022 is 58. And then 2011, 57, 2013, 41. So all relatively recent, and we're this summer at 9. And really, if it's just this summer, I shouldn't say that. I should say this year 9, because 3 of the 9 were in May, and that's spring. So no change. You know, the one thing that we watch is where the high is going to center up. You can see it's over New Mexico. So even though it's slightly west, we're still under the influence of this high. And notice as we go through the weekend, the high moves a little east and then back west. I mean, it just kind of a little back and forth before the beginning of next week. Look what it does. It heads out to the west and goes to SoCal. And then we get a Gulf high by next weekend. But when it does move out west, farther west, that's going to mean the door opens for a couple of sea breeze showers from the Gulf. So what we saw today, I'll show you radar. It was around Houston and some spots just south of Houston that got some good thunderstorm activity this afternoon. Once daytime heating gets there, right? Boom, 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m. and then it's done. So it's pretty short-lived. Notice how it picks up between Galveston and Victoria. And what'll happen is if the high can just drift a little farther west, some of these showers, if we have enough of them, it really just depends, could make it this far west. Right now, there's just no way. It's going to run into high pressure, and we're definitely not going to see those showers hold together or make it this far. So in the meantime, we bake underneath that high. We're going to hit seasonal temperatures for air and for the high. And I'm going with 99 again for tomorrow. But see, this is what it's going to feel like, 103, maybe to 104. And then on Saturday, bit of a respite. As highs are expected to be around 96 or 97, maybe that heat index stops at about 101. Either way, that's pretty hot. And remember, Saturday, you probably have some plans outdoors. So be extra intentional on hydrating. And sunscreen. Don't forget that the UV index has been cranked up to about 10 or 11, which is extreme. And when you have an extreme UV index, you can burn within 15, 20 minutes if your skin's unprotected. So make sure your skin's protected. Just spoke to a dermatologist last week. She was telling me, Dr. Groff, she was fantastic, and she was telling me that a lot of times skin cancer is a gradual condition. It's not just, a couple of severe burns or a few severe burns. It's just gradually burning or even, overexposing your skin to ultraviolet rays, and you can be in trouble. I mean, you have to be very careful. And so she was saying every 90 minutes to 2 hours on reapplication, and put on sunscreen every day. I started doing that after I spoke to her. I've got a 30 SPF that I put on as moisturizer now instead of just regular moisturizer. All right, here we go with a tropical update to the Pacific. We've got 2 named storms. These are both tropical storms, not hurricanes. Henriette farther west, and you can also see Ivo hugging the coast. Sometimes those coastal storms in the eastern Pacific can send a lot of moisture in our direction, but this one looks to hug the coast and go right up to the Baja over the next few days. So it doesn't appear it's going to be sending any moisture in our direction. I would like to see the updated forecast on that before we move forward. Hold on one second. And Pacific, there we go. And yeah, it's going to take a big left turn here by tomorrow and the next day. And taking all it's expected to reach hurricane status too, by the way. And then let's see if Henriette, I shouldn't have done that. I want to see if Henriette's going to impact Hawaii, because it's coming up on Hawaii right now. And no, it's going to take a hard right turn and miss Hawaii. That's good news for Hawaii this weekend. But it stays a tropical storm, not expected to intensify to a hurricane. Now out east and to the Atlantic. We've got Dexter becoming extra tropical and moving north as an area of low pressure. So no landfall there. Minimal probability on a storm off the northeast coast. You can see that in yellow. That's 20 to 30, maybe 40%, or actually 30 is where it stops. Once we get to 40%, it's a medium probability, and that's what you see in the central Atlantic. And that would be Erin, by the way. Next name on the list is Erin, E-R-I-N. And farther southeast from there, if you look on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, see those waves that are coming off the continent of Africa? This is the beginning stage of a tropical system. We're expecting a few of these in the next week or so. The global models have indicated that we're going to see about 3 of them come off the African continent and be right in that low, like 15-degree latitude startup. And those are the ones you got to watch closely because they can really have that good low entry and go into the Caribbean. So we're going to be seeing some activity pick up as we get into next week in the tropics, as we should. You know, mid-August to mid-September, the most active 4 weeks of every hurricane season. And let me update you on the forecast. You know, so far we've had 4 named storms, and we're expecting about 13 more, 17 in all. The average is 14, and last year we had 18. Notice that of the 17, 9 should become hurricanes, and 4 of those 9, Category 3 or better, and we consider that major. We had 5 of them last year, 5 major hurricanes last year, where we average only 3. Hey, Ivana, doing good, thank you. Sea breeze or hurricane. Here we may have one coming our way, coming straight out of West Africa around the 20th that we're watching closely. Nothing to watch closely yet, Robert. It is definitely, as I just mentioned, some waves are coming off Africa. You know, to say that, you know, we're going to have one coming our way, I mean, it's way too early for something that precise. But the Caribbean will be a pretty good bet when they start that low. Hey, Jorge, hope all's well. Everything's great. Santa Barbara, heading up to Portland. Oh, nice. The old PCH, huh? Enjoy your trip, Jorge. Be safe and take great pics. Waiting on a cold front. Hey, Brianna. Yeah, it's going to be a wait and a half, okay? How about that? And we're really not there yet. Typically, you know, end of August, September, and with it comes the end to Western Gulf hurricanes, typically. I mean, there's always a chance. But once you usually get that first front to the coast, then they start coming a little more often, and those provide steering currents for tropical systems that are in the Gulf. And so a lot of times a front will help steer storms north and northeast rather than due west and into Texas. So that's always a tropical weather player, the cold fronts. But we have nothing in the forecast on cold fronts, that's for sure. Hey, speaking of August and Texas landfalls, here's some statistics from 1967 to today. August sees the most Texas landfalls. And these are all tropical systems, okay? 22 of them are on the average. So, yeah, or not average, but 22, June 1 through November 30. All of hurricane season. We've had 22 in August. The most active month for sure. All right. 14-day forecast, no big changes. Moving forward, we're going to continue to see high pressure dominate. And when that's the case, we really can't get better than a 10% chance of rain. I was hopeful. Models were indicating some pretty decent coverage on rain heading into the 17th and 18th, but they were really backing off of that today. And so I'm dropping that to a 10% chance. Excuse me, still could change. I mean, keep in mind that we have high resolution data coming, and, you know, we still have more than a week. So, yeah, even the globals will begin fine-tuning a bit. But this weekend, 99 tomorrow, 97s on Saturday and Sunday. Right where we should be for early August. 10% chance begins Sunday, and then it's back to school Monday, back to traffic Monday, back to school zones Monday. Please remember, 20 miles per hour in the school zones, look both ways. Keep our students safe. And we'll hold on to that 10% chance. That's if you were with me earlier, showed that the high could drift west, and that opens the door for maybe a sea breeze shower to make it in. Buenos noches, Maria. ¿Cómo estás? Acapulco. Is that a fun way to say Rockport? Is that what that is? Or are you really in Acapulco? That'd be really cool. Hey, Anastasia, how are you? I do. This is what, yeah. Hey, Hanak, grass was nice and green everywhere. I know. Now it's turned brown quickly. You know, the one camera shot, obviously can't show it now with the sundown, But our tower cam of Calaveras Lake, the foreground is the real test. And that, to your point, sometimes it's just that rich forest green, but right now it's starting to slowly turn browner and browner every day. We need some rain. And remember that Medina County, oh, you know what? Before we go, let's take a look at the updated drought report. Today is Thursday. Forgot all about that. But I was going to say that, you know, we have Medina County still under exceptional drought. I'm not expecting much of a change. Yeah, little to no change from last week. We still have extreme drought across most of Bexar County, exceptional drought all of Medina County. Speaking of Kendall County, most of it is dry, okay? That's not drought, just drier than average in yellow. And then the first drought designation is moderate, and that's that khaki color. Del Rio is under extreme drought. And then that extreme drought runs through almost Poteet and Pleasanton down to McMullen County and Tilden. Hey, Diane, good to see you. Angie, it'll probably be, yeah, like mid-September. I mean, we stay in the 90s for a while. Remember, we hit our highest temperature ever in September. September 5th, 2000, we hit 111. It is Rockport. All right, Maria, you know what? I'm using that, Rockapulco. I love it. Hey, Megan. What? 75-cent burgers? Where? 11 to 8. That's all day. What are you talking about right now? Megan LaFuente, give us the 411 on 75-cent burgers. What are we going back to the 50s here? That's awesome. All right, stand by, everybody. We're having burgers for lunch tomorrow. Yeah, so there's the updated drought report. I'll be, again, hoping for a bigger change, but we don't have enough of a rain chance, excuse me, to see that change next Thursday either. I mean, I don't expect that to change for a while now. It's so funny to hear the UK is going through a heat wave at 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah, no kidding, right? Whataburger? Whataburger's doing 75-cent burgers tomorrow?
Yeah, confirmed for 75 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my kicker tonight.
Sweet. Ever tell you about the Whataburger logo? You know, you just think it's a big W, right? If you look closely, it's actually an airplane.
It's an airplane. Really?
Yep. The founder and original owner of Whataburger is a pilot, and he wanted to pay homage of some kind to aviation. So if you look at the there's a bit of a plane design to it. Is it Don Bush's birthday, Terry? Come on, somebody. I don't know if I can do it. Happy birthday, dear Don. Happy birthday from Bill Taylor and Ken's 5 Digital Center. I love all the work you do in hurricane and disaster relief, my brother. Way to love one another to you. Yes, that's Luke Whitney on the Tambo tonight. Yes, way to go, Luke. Way to step in. I mean, he jumped when I started singing.
Every birthday.
I like that a lot. And it's usually David, but not tonight. Tonight, Luke steps in.
Bill, I'm going to bring you back here.
There it is.
I always thought this was
See?
representing the roof.
The wings. Right, the A-frame. Yeah,
A-frame roofs that
right.
they had on all of them back
Right, but the Whataburger, those are wings of the W. And it's to, you know, pay homage, or I don't know if that's the right term, to, I don't know, symbolize aviation, because he was a pilot. I wish I knew his name, but that came from the great Deb Knapp. She told me that. It's got to be right. There's, you know, facts, there's dictionaries, encyclopedias, and all that. Then there's Deb Knapp up here, okay? Love my Deb Knapp. Had lunch with her the other day. She's doing fantastic. I know a lot of you want to know. She is doing fantastic. She is enjoying her retirement, spending time with her grandkids and her children, and just loving life. We had a great catch-up session. It was fantastic. No Whataburger in Cotulla? Is that true, Hanak? That's not good. You got to get the Whataburger to come to Cotulla.
I'm obviously not here enough to do
When will it start? Yeah, it's going to be a minute, Angie.
Yeah, we
On the 10th. Okay. Oh, wow. I sang early. So but wait a minute. That's Sunday, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't be here. So I should have been singing tomorrow, but it's okay. It's Don Bush. Hey, Kyler. Hey, there's Dominic Pizzuto. How you doing, Dominic? What's going on? You know what? I cooked Italian today for this newsroom. My news director, first time. He's been here 10 years. And Jack said, let's have an Italian potluck lunch. I was like, are you kidding? Now, I know everybody's like, Bill Taylor, you're not Italian. I'm more than half Italian. Okay? Calabrese, Abruzzese. And my family's name is Rocco, R-O-C-C-O, Patterson, New Jersey. So I know good Italian food, and I can cook it. And so today I did baked rigatoni, and everybody went bananas. They loved it. They loved it. Because my grandmother always told you, you don't ever use the word garden and olive in the same sentence, okay? I love that joke. But anyway, I used my old grandma Ida's recipe for marinara, and it came out so good. In fact, this was a trick. Sometimes you'll know what I'm saying, when you have leftover Italian food, it almost tastes a little bit better the next day, doesn't it? The tomato sauce, it does something overnight in the fridge. Well, since it was a luncheon, I wasn't going to slow cook marinara get up early and do all morning, right? So I knew, okay, I'll do the marinara on Wednesday and then put it in the fridge overnight. So, that made it so good, because all I did today was, the pasta, the ricotta, and then I, baked it, and oh my gosh, it came out. Chef's kiss. It was delicious. So I'm glad you're here, Dominic Pizzuto. Wish I could have saved you some rigatoni today.
Thumbs up, Bill.
Thumbs up. Greg had some of the rigatonis today.
I had some.
Did you get some, Luke?
No.
Luke didn't get any today.
I made a plate.
It went fast.
Put it in the fridge, and I had it for dinner.
Oh, nice. Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Sarah Fergani said, it was so delicious, and I went back for seconds, and it was already all gone. It went fast. Barbara's hungry now. No storms this weekend, Kyler. No chance of rain until Sunday, and it's, again, only a 10% chance. Nearest one is Lytle. It's worth the trip, isn't it? Your Nana's, yeah, right? And I'm telling you, Dominic, you'll appreciate this. When I was slow cooking, it was like 3 hours, 4 hours simmering on my oven, stove, and stovetop, obviously. So when I smell it, it takes me back to Grandma's kitchen in a heartbeat. I felt like I was 10 years old, and I was grabbing the raw pasta, and she was slapping my hand, Oh, man. Grandma Ida. So the National Weather Service put out something with rain. No, I don't know about that, Kyler. Only 10% on Sunday. I haven't checked New Braunfels. I'll do it real quick here. But, I hope you'll join us for 10 p.m. We're going to show some of the highlights from the memorial service for Flaco Jimenez. That was a big deal tonight at the Carver. And what else? Nate Ryan with sports tonight. Got all the day's action. Pretty quiet days in sports these days. All right, so New Braunfels, National Weather Service, putting in a 20% chance on Monday. That's the only chance on their forecast. So, all right, guys, love you all. God bless you. Have an awesome night and an even better Friday. We'll see you at 10.